Yo, what's up everyone? The 12 Ways here. And today we're not diving into the latest smartphone or the hottest electric car, well, not directly. Today we're talking about the man behind some of those game-changing innovations, Elon Musk. Now look, you might have mixed feelings about Elon. Love him, disagree with him, it doesn't matter. The dude is objectively fascinating. He's out here building rockets, redefining electric cars, and even trying to put chips in our brains. It's wild, right? But here's the thing. Beyond all the hype, there are some core principles that drive Elon's success. And the crazy part? They're not exclusive to billionaires or tech geniuses. These are principles can apply, no matter what your goals are. So, whether you're an entrepreneur, a student, or just someone who wants to level up their life, buckle up. We're about to unpack 12 of Elon Musk's game-changing principles that might just inspire you to change the game yourself. Let's get started.
Check one, check two, check.
Alright, principle number 1. Think big, then think bigger. This is classic Elon, right? I mean, most of us, when we're feeling ambitious, we're thinking, okay, maybe I'll start that YouTube channel, or I'm finally gonna learn to code this year. And those are great goals. But Elon's out here like, yeah, I'm gonna make electric cars cool, and also colonize Mars. It's almost comical how much bigger he's thinking than everyone else. But that's the point. He's not afraid to set goals that seem completely impossible at first. And here's the thing, that level of ambition, it's contagious. It pushes everyone around him to think bigger, to innovate faster. It makes you wonder, what would happen if we all took our biggest goals and multiplied them by 10? It might seem scary, pushing past those self-imposed limits. But, you know what? That's usually where the most exciting opportunities are hiding. That's where the magic happens. Don't be afraid to dream big, people. Okay, principle number 2. First principles thinking. This one's all about breaking free from the "that's just how it's done" mentality. You know what I'm talking about. It's easy to get stuck in the way things have always been done. But Elon? He's all about questioning the fundamentals. The perfect example? SpaceX. Everyone and their grandma told Elon that rockets were insanely expensive, hundreds of millions of dollars each. But instead of just accepting that, he thought, hold up, what are rockets actually of? He broke it down to raw materials, basic physics, the fundamentals. And guess what? He found out those materials were only a tiny fraction of the overall cost. That's first principles thinking in action. It's about dissecting a problem down to its core, ignoring the conventional wisdom, and often finding out that things can be done way differently, way better. So next time you're facing a challenge, big or small, don't be afraid to ask why a few times. Challenge the assumptions. You might be surprised at what you uncover. Alright, imagine this. It's 2008, the economy's in shambles, and both of your companies, Tesla and SpaceX, are hemorrhaging money. You're down to your last $40 million. Do you play it safe, lick your wounds, and maybe try again later? Or do you go all in on a hand that most people would fold? Well, if you're Elon Musk, you push all your chips to the center of the table. That's exactly what he did, pouring that last bit of cash into his companies. Now, was that a risky move? Absolutely. Was it reckless? Maybe a little. But, here's the thing about calculated risks. They're often the only bridge between where you are and where you dream of being. Think about it. Every great entrepreneur, every innovator, every game changer we've ever talked about on this channel, they all took risks. They bet on themselves when no one else would. Because the truth is, playing it safe might feel comfortable in the moment, but it rarely leads to groundbreaking achievements. So the next time you're facing a tough decision, a fork in the road where one path is safe and familiar, and the other is uncertain and maybe even a little scary. Remember Elon Musk in 2008. Remember that sometimes the greatest rewards come from taking the risk that everyone else is too afraid to take. We talk a lot about big ideas on this channel, about innovation and pushing boundaries, but here's the thing about success. It's not just about having a brilliant idea, it's about putting in the work, the relentless grind that transforms those ideas into reality. And nobody embodies this better than Elon Musk. We've all heard the stories, right? 80, 100, even 120-hour work weeks. But it's more than just the sheer number of hours. It's about being in the trenches side by side with your team when things get tough. Remember when Tesla was struggling to ramp up Model 3 production? Musk didn't just send out strongly worded emails. He moved his sleeping bag onto the factory floor. He was there, day and night, personally tackling bottlenecks, troubleshooting issues, and working alongside the engineers and assembly line workers. That's commitment, that's leadership. And that's a powerful reminder that extraordinary results require extraordinary effort. It's easy to get caught up in the glamour of success, to focus on the finished product without acknowledging the sweat equity poured into it. But true success, the kind that Elon Musk has achieved, requires more than just dreaming big. It demands a level of dedication and work ethic that most people wouldn't even consider. Okay, let's talk about learning. Now, when you think about rocket science, you probably picture someone with a PhD, right? Years of specialized education, complex formulas scribbled across whiteboards. But here's the thing about Elon Musk. He didn't go to school for rocket science, he taught himself. Yep, you heard that right. He devoured books, picked the brains of experts, and basically turned learning about rockets into his side hustle. Think about that for a second. The guy building rockets to Mars was essentially self-taught. It's mind-blowing, right? But here's the even more inspiring part. We all have that same capacity for learning. We live in an age where knowledge is more accessible than ever before. Whether it's YouTube tutorials, online courses, or good old-fashioned books, the tools for learning are literally at our fingertips. The question is, what are you choosing to learn today? What skills are you willing to develop? What knowledge are you hungry for? Because the truth is, in a world that's constantly evolving, the ability to learn relentlessly just might be the most valuable skill of all. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the hype of building a billion-dollar company, going public, all that. But with Elon, you get the sense that it's always been about something much bigger. He's not just building companies, he's building products that solve real problems. When Tesla started, electric cars were seen as slow, impractical, almost like a novelty. But Musk saw an opportunity to not just build a cool car, but to fundamentally change the way we think about transportation and sustainability. It wasn't just about making electric cars cool, it was about making gasoline cars seem obsolete. And that's the kind of thinking that's really exciting. What if every product we built, every company we started, wasn't just about making a profit, but about making a real difference? What if we focused on solving problems that really matter, problems that could potentially change the world? That's the Elon Musk approach. It's not about building a company for the sake of it, it's about building products that have a real impact, products that actually push humanity forward, and that's what makes all the difference. We often talk about Elon Musk as this singular genius, this one-man show changing the world. But let's be real, even Elon would be the first to tell you that he's not doing this alone. Behind every SpaceX launch, every Tesla on the road, there are thousands of incredibly talented people working behind the scenes. And that's one of the things that makes Elon's company so successful, his ability to attract the best and brightest minds in the world. These aren't just employees, they're passionate individuals who believe in the mission, who are driven by the challenge of doing the impossible. But it goes beyond just attracting talent. It's about creating an environment where those individuals can thrive, where they can push their limits and constantly learn and grow. It's about fostering a culture of collaboration, where everyone is working towards a common goal. And that's how you get that snowball effect of talent, where you have the best people attracting even more of the best people, pushing each other to achieve things that were once thought impossible. That's the real magic behind Elon Musk's success. Think about all the car companies out there spending millions, even billions on flashy advertising campaigns. Now think about Tesla, they don't really advertise, do they? So how do they consistently dominate the conversation? It's simple customer obsession. Tesla doesn't just build cars, they build a relationship with their customers, a dialogue that goes way beyond the dealership. They listen to their customers, they engage with them online, and most importantly, they actually act on their feedback. Remember when Tesla owners complained about features or functionality? Boom! Overnight software updates addressed those concerns, sometimes even adding new features based on user requests. When people wanted a more affordable option, Tesla delivered the Model 3, and eventually the Model Y. This isn't just good business, it's building a community. It's about showing your customers that you genuinely care about their experience, that you're constantly striving to make their lives better. And that, my friends, is how you build a brand that people are genuinely excited to be a part of. You know, it's funny looking back. Remember when everyone and their grandma was saying SpaceX wouldn't work, private space travel? Impossible. The internet was full of those hot takes, and yeah, there were some explosions along the way. Not gonna lie, those were some pretty spectacular fails. But here's the thing about people who focus on the failures. They miss the bigger picture. Because those rockets weren't just flying, they were landing themselves, on drone ships, in the middle of the ocean, like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The lesson here? Those voices telling you it can't be done? They're usually just the background music to your success story. So crank up the volume and let's get to work. In a world obsessed with perfection, sometimes the quickest way to get there is to embrace imperfection. It's like that saying, done is better than perfect. Think about it. Musk's companies don't wait around for everything to be perfect. They launch, learn, and improve along the way. Every Tesla software update, every SpaceX mission, it's all part of this constant evolution. Each SpaceX explosion, as tough as they were to watch, taught them something new. Every Tesla software update made those cars better, safer, more fun to drive. It's like playing a video game. You level up by actually playing, by taking risks, by learning from your mistakes, not by reading the manual forever. Alright, this next principle is huge. It's about looking those self-imposed limitations dead in the eye and saying, nah, I don't think so. Remember when everyone said electric cars would always be slow and boring? Tesla was like, hold my battery pack. The Model S Plaid, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. It's officially the quickest production car on the planet. And when people said reusable rockets were a pipe dream, SpaceX basically said, challenge accepted. They made landing rockets on drone ships look routine. The takeaway here? When someone tells you something is impossible, what they really mean is that haven't figured it out yet. It's just an open invitation for someone else to come along and rewrite the rules. Don't let anyone put you in a box. Your potential is limitless. Look, we've all seen the headlines. Elon's the richest person in the world, blah blah blah. But if you really pay attention, you realize that money is just a tool, a means to an end. It's never been the driving force behind what he does. He's all about tackling the big challenges. Sustainable energy with Tesla, making humanity multi-planetary with SpaceX, even exploring the potential of AI with Neuralink. These aren't just businesses to him, they're missions. And that kind of purpose, that drive to make a real difference, that's what fuels everything else. It makes you think, what impact do you want to have on the world? What problem are you passionate about solving? Because when you're driven by a mission bigger than yourself, the money often just becomes a byproduct of the journey. So there you have it. 12 principles that have literally reshaped industries and pushed the boundaries of what's possible. But the real question is, what we'll do with them? Which one resonated with you the most? What impossible dream are you ready to chase? Hit me up in the comments. I'm serious. I read as many as I can. And hey, if you're ready to join this community of dreamers and doers, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's go out there and make some magic happen.